Good afternoon and welcome all. Today, we honor faculty and graduate students who are remarkable for their dedication to excellence in teaching and mentoring. Graduate student instructors and faculty mentors play a crucial role in the success of our students and institutions. These students and faculty alike juggle their interrelated responsibilities on their way to being outstanding researchers, scholars, and professionals. Today's recipients are inspirational models whose contributions not only have a profound impact on the lives of those they counsel and teach, but also on the university as a whole and its fundamental academic mission. This has been particularly true amid the interconnected challenges and disruption of the past year, which has included the pandemic and its disparate impact. It has also included the pain and anger arising from the killing of Black Americans and people of color at the hands of police and other armed individuals. I have admired the strength and resilience of Rackham students in this challenging year. And so I'm even more thrilled than in any other year to take this opportunity to celebrate today's accomplishments. Likewise, I have been gratified and deeply impressed by the many ways in which graduate faculty have in the last year supported the graduate students who they mentor. Indeed, I am so proud of the whole Rackham community, students, staff, faculty, and alums. I am thus very pleased to co-host today's event honoring students and faculty for the excellent work that they have done and the example they have set. Today, I am joined by Matt Kaplan, the Executive Director of the Center for Research on Learning and Teaching. Dr. Kaplan and I will co-host today's event. At this time, he will introduce the year's recipients of the Outstanding Graduate Student Instructor Award. Matt, over to you.
Thank you very much, Dean Solomon, for inviting me here today, and greetings to everyone on the webinar. It really is an honor for me to be able to say a few words to introduce this group of incredibly talented teachers to you. While there are almost 2,000 GSIs at U of M, all playing a fundamental part in the educational mission of the university, the 20 GSIs that we recognize today are nothing short of exceptional. And in this unusual, challenging year, their dedication to maintaining and executing that educational mission in virtual and hybrid classrooms is all the more commendable. Indeed, their extraordinary dedication to teaching and mentoring University of Michigan undergraduate students is admirable and impressive. In my remarks, I've grouped the winners into broad categories and will describe their excellent contributions in that area, and you will see them on the screen. There you go. So we'll start with the first group. These GSIs are pioneering new technology in the classroom and implementing tools and resources to support learning in a variety of class formats. Managing classroom dynamics and discussion in person is one thing. When a 300-person conversation is scrolling in real time alongside a lecture, attention to inclusion and accessibility is even more important. Phoenix Williams rose to this occasion as a GSI in Chemistry 210, moderating the Zoom chat with equal parts approachability and professionalism, and turning what could have been a massive distraction into a space for information, clarification, and community. When students were no longer able to easily access on-campus computer labs, Brian Manzo leveraged a wide range of resources to enable access and support for his statistics students. When students could not install required software on their personal computers, he created an online environment so they could program directly in a web browser. And he had students share their screens to simulate office hours while walking them through a problem set. Teaching remotely for the first time was a key challenge of the COVID pandemic. Rebecca Marks in psychology supported faculty and GSIs across the department as they took on this task. By conveying how the dizzying array of available technology could be used most effectively, she helped her colleagues make informed decisions about the tools best suited to supporting student learning in their courses. Dominique DeSocio used technology to help German language and literature students understand the historical spaces and subjects covered by his courses in an embodied and tactile way. For example, through scaffolded and thoughtful lesson design, his students created digital maps to better understand how gay and lesbian nightlife and community spaces functioned to create a queer infrastructure of the city. Congratulations to you all. This next group of GSIs turn their classrooms into active, engaged spaces of learning, bringing their subject matter alive for a diverse population of students. Undaunted by the transition to remote teaching, Andrea Ventola expertly blended recorded video material, breakout groups, with collaborative projects and low-stakes assessment in her classroom. Her pedagogy is so successful that it has influenced the entire laboratory curriculum in the Civil and Environmental Engineering department. Abigail Lucas surveys each student in her psychology courses to find out their learning goals, and then tailors activities to best meet their needs. Students report that these efforts offered them multiple pathways for engagement in the course, creating spaces for them to openly share with and respectfully listen to all voices in the classroom. Collaboration fosters community in the classroom. This is a tenet of Alexandra Marchinyak's pedagogy in her Russian language courses. Her ability to foster a communal learning space lowers the anxiety students often feel when speaking in a foreign language. And it encourages them to effectively review and give each other feedback, a skill they can apply in many of their other courses. One of Chao Ren's history students describes his ability to make everyone feel included without putting you in the spotlight. From his imaginative teaching strategies, such as historical role-playing and Jeopardy-style competitions, to his clear and thoughtful how-to guides for technology, his courses are engaging and welcoming to all. Congratulations to you all. The next group of GSIs are invested not only in the success of their students, but in supporting and mentoring the graduate student instructors who work with them. Mariel Martinez Alvarez has become a champion for inclusive learning among her GSIs and faculty colleagues in Romance languages. They've been inspired by the assignments she has shared, from in-class activities and reading responses to language assessments and final course projects, all of which are designed to promote success among students with a wide range of identities and needs. In his role as a graduate student mentor, Nick Seawald has provided outstanding support for other graduate students in statistics. His mentorship efforts included onboarding new colleagues, co-creating a GSI Foundations colloquium in the department, and contributing to several discipline-wide organizations and projects devoted to inclusive teaching. Jeff Spencer's impact as a graduate student mentor in chemistry is wide-ranging. He mentors first-year GSIs as they adjust to teaching. He consults with fellow GSIs as they receive midterm student feedback, and he does all this over a broad array of courses in the department. And the teaching learning community he co-founded has been an important space for many GSIs as they share resources and tools for teaching in multiple modalities. As a co-chair of the COVID Coping Committee in Psychology, Sarah Stillwell took her outstanding skills and expertise in creating community and belonging among her students and applied them to collaborations with her graduate student colleagues. From mentoring less experienced GSIs in Psych 250 to sharing student engagement tools and active learning techniques, Sarah has been an invaluable support to all those in her orbit. Congratulations to you. Inclusive classrooms reduce barriers to learning, and these next GSIs work tirelessly to build such intellectual communities through their teaching and mentorship. Hillary Zedlitz in political science promotes the success of all her students by prioritizing skill building and creating spaces where they can learn to read critically, research, and write in a purposeful, scaffolded way. As one student notes, Hillary helps students feel far more confident in their abilities in her classroom and in their future work as well. Whether in person or virtual, Carrie White's classrooms combine intellectual engagement with empathy, support, and care. This included strategies such as start of class check-ins with each student and fostering positive peer-to-peer dynamics and discussions. As a result, their Latina studies classes provide places for students who may feel marginalized within the larger university community to be genuinely heard and validated. Whether sharing her own research on minoritized speech or encouraging joy as a pathway for student engagement, Rachel Elizabeth Weisler creates brave spaces rather than safe ones, spaces where students and colleagues alike can explore linguistics through the interactions between language and identity. Students praise her skill in managing these often difficult conversations and empowering their participation, even in the virtual class environment. Christina Athanassouli, who was unable to attend today, knows that calculus can be a daunting prospect to many undergraduates, but her classroom is described by students as welcoming and supportive. Each of her class sessions finishes with an exit slip, where students can anonymously share questions that remained unanswered, a technique so successful that the practice has spread to other courses and has been included in departmental training programs. Congratulations to you all. Dedication to teaching and enthusiasm for connecting students to their subject matter characterize this next group of outstanding GSIs. Aya Waller-Bay centers her teaching around the idea that both students and instructors co-construct knowledge. For example, in her flipped classrooms, students are learners of course material and they contribute to the course as experts on their lived experiences, which nurtures their own sociological imaginations. This emphasis creates an engaged community where students feel valued and seen. Capstone courses in engineering departments give students an opportunity to bring together skills and knowledge from the whole of their degree experience. And Josh Annable encourages students to view the skills taught in aircraft design as applicable far beyond window specifications and wing design by emphasizing group work, collaborative problem solving, and low stakes assessments. Students leave with a much deeper understanding of how to design as engineers, regardless of whether they ultimately become aircraft designers. How do you make a dead language come alive for students? In Edward Nolan's Latin courses, he works hard to draw connections between morphology or syntax and the real, nuanced world inhabited by the people who spoke the language. His empathy and compassion for historical subjects extends to his students as he creates multiple pathways for engagement and opportunities for them to give feedback on the course as it progresses. A clinical rotation can be a daunting experience for a kinesiology student. So Alyssa Memini has created courses that draw on her own experiences as an athletic trainer to create spaces where students can ask questions freely about real-life scenarios. The result is a bridge between the classroom and the clinic, where a wide range of materials and active learning techniques ensure that the material is engaging and accessible to a diverse range of students. Congratulations, all of you. As you can see, this campus is lucky to have, as part of its instructional community, so many GSIs representing such excellent teaching. Please join me in congratulating them on their accomplishments and celebrating their efforts as outstanding GSIs. Once again, congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Camplin. Thank you very much for that. And just a great congratulations to all our GSI award winners. We'd now like to move into the second part of our program. And thank you, Anne, for advancing the slides. It's now my very great pleasure to present the Rackham Distinguished Graduate Mentoring Awards. These awards were created in 2006 to recognize the accomplishments of faculty who consistently serve as effective mentors of doctoral students and who serve as models of mentoring excellence for the entire faculty. This year, I'm pleased to recognize 5 recipients. The first recipient is Yan Chen. Yan is the Daniel Kahneman Collegiate Professor of Information and Research Professor in the Research Center for Group Dynamics, part of the Institute for Social Research. Hello, Professor Chen. Professor Chen has long exhibited excellence in research, teaching, and service at the University of Michigan and has been a dedicated and supportive mentor to doctoral students. She creates a rigorous and supportive scholastic environment, focusing her efforts on helping students develop their own goals, identify obstacles to those goals, and overcome them. She has also played an important role in working with international students, assisting them as they adapt to life in the United States. Professor Chen has served as a chair or co-chair of 9 dissertations and been a committee member on 25 more, both within the School of Information and also beyond the School of Information at the College of Engineering, the College of Literature, Science, and the Arts, Ross School of Business. Her high standards, patience, and encouragement have drawn and continue to attract new students to the university, many of whom apply specifically to work with her. Congratulations to Professor Chen. Our second recipient is Xiuming He. Xiuming is the H.C. Carver Professor of Statistics. Professor He is one of the most senior and distinguished faculty members in the Department of Statistics. He has graduated 9 doctoral students during his time at the University of Michigan and is currently working with 2 more. Professor He champions an adaptive, compassionate, student-centered mentoring style in which he encourages students to explore several suggested areas of inquiry and develop their own research questions rather than just being assigned topics. He challenges the knowledge boundaries of his students through thought-provoking questions, helping them develop into deeper, more critical, and independent thinkers. He also helps students integrate into the wider statistics community by supporting their participation in conferences, grants, and professional development. Professor He is also exceptionally supportive of his students' well-being, putting their interests first, ensuring his door is always open to them. Congratulations, Xiuming, Professor He. Charles Shippen is our third recipient of the Distinguished Graduate Mentoring Award. Charles is the J. Ira and Nikki Harris Professor of Political Science, Professor of Political Science, and Professor of Public Policy. In just over a decade at the university, Professor Shippen has served as chair or co-chair of 15 dissertation committees and has been a member of 16 more. Throughout each of them, he has developed a reputation of providing counsel to his students that is both balanced and wise, providing critical but constructive commentary that helps bring out the best in every one of his students. In addition to his direct work with students, Professor Shippen also coordinates the American Institutions Group, a Rackham interdisciplinary workshop that twice each month brings faculty and graduate students together to discuss recent and forthcoming research on American political institutions. Through this group, Professor Shippen has created and sustained a supportive, challenging, exciting intellectual home for students. He invests fully in his students, their ideas, and their futures. Congratulations to Professor Shippen. Michelle Swanson is our fourth recipient. Professor Swanson is Professor of Microbiology and Immunology and the Director of Postdoctoral Studies in the Office of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies at the Medical School. Professor Swanson has long been a major supporter of and advocate for graduate and postgraduate training. She has graduated 14 doctoral students and served on 44 other dissertation committees, as well as 4 extramural committees. She has also trained 3 master's students and 9 postdoctoral fellows. In working with each of them, she has encouraged work-life balance in all their activities and supported the notion that both are journeys to be enjoyed. She is a tireless advocate for women and BIPOC scholars in the sciences. As a Rackham Merit Fellow selection member and Rackham Executive Board member, as well, she has served on multiple training grants at the medical school. Professor Swanson has consistently emphasized the importance of training and mentorship throughout her career. One student notes she is peerless at creating opportunities for others to shine, whether in her own research group or at any other level that she has influence. Congratulations to Professor Swanson. Our fifth recipient is Monique Ward. Professor Ward is Arthur F. Thurnow Professor of Psychology. Professor Ward has made mentoring a central, critical component of her teaching endeavors. She has chaired or co-chaired 20 dissertation committees and continues to lead several in progress. Her mentoring philosophy emphasized meeting graduate students where they are, individualizing her support to the needs of each student. In writing papers with her students, as well as in holding weekly writing groups for them, she has helped improve her students' competency in a critical scholarly skill. Beyond the level of individual students, Professor Ward has served as the graduate chair and associate chair for student academic affairs in the Department of Psychology, both of which saw her assist graduate students on a wide variety of issues. As one of her students said, she is a tireless and selfless advocate for her graduate students, most of whom are women and people of color. She inspires them, and her example of a prolific academic career and a balanced, socially active life. Congratulations to Professor Ward. Next, I will present the Master's Mentoring Awards. This award recognizes the considerable efforts and accomplishments of faculty who consistently serve as effective mentors of Rackham master's degree students. Peter Adrians, our first recipient of the Master's Mentoring Award, is a professor of civil and environmental engineering. While researching and teaching at the intersection of engineering, entrepreneurship, and finance, Professor Adrians has consistently helped students at the master's level bridge the gap between disciplines in order to be more effective in their careers. He developed 4 master's courses to help students build their competence in entrepreneurial business models and finance, which over 850 students have participated in since 2007. He has also developed a further 3 master's courses to create the Infrastructure and Environmental Finance program within the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, thereby helping nearly 250 master's students develop their understanding of finance, infrastructural design, and data science since 2016. Through both programs, he has advised and mentored over 60 master's students himself, helping them establish careers in a diverse range of fields that represent the full spectrum of University of Michigan education, from technology to finance to academia. Congratulations to Professor Adrians.
Thank you.
Our second recipient is Aaron Jordan, the Robert Hayden Collegiate Professor of English Language and Literature and Director of the Helen Zell Writers Program. As Director of the Helen Zell Writers Program, Professor Jordan has excelled at the important work of the day-to-day mentoring of MFA students. His open door, willingness to listen, and interest in the well-being of the students in the program have helped him meet and overcome creative, professional, and personal difficulties in the midst of tumultuous times, meeting at least monthly with both the first and second year cohorts, and several times each semester with the Zell Fellows cohort. He has remained an invaluable source of leadership and advice to everyone in the program. Especially significant today, Professor Jordan has shown deep commitment to the support of Black students in the wake of the tragedy of George Floyd's murder. As one student noted, Van's energy, integrity, and commitments to our students are extraordinary, even in these extraordinary times. Congratulations, Professor Jordan. Our next awards are the John Darms Awards for Distinguished Graduate Mentoring in the Humanities. This award honors Professor Darms, the Dean of the Graduate School and Vice Provost for Academic Affairs from 1985 to 1995. The award recognizes faculty who are outstanding members of doctoral students in the humanities, who support their intellectual, creative, scholarly, and professional growth, and who foster a culture of intellectual engagement in which they thrive. Our first recipient is Christy Ann Castro. Professor Castro is an associate professor of musicology. Professor Castro is a cherished advisor and a mentor to graduate students who combines intellectual rigor and disciplinary excellence with an ethos of care that nurtures student growth. No better proof of her impact can be found than the number and range of students who are asked to serve on their doctoral committees. She has collaborated with nearly every PhD student in the ethnomusicology program since she joined the faculty, serving 5 as chair, 4 as co-chair, and 9 as a committee member. Students value her demanding standards, her individualized coaching and mentoring, and the rich expressions of care and support that she offers. As one of her mentees explained, she has dedicated her career to the cultivation of the next generation of informed and insightful ethnomusicologists and has left an indelible mark on the discipline. Congratulations to Professor Castro. Our next recipient is Lisa Nakamura. Lisa is the Gwendolyn Calvert Baker Collegiate Professor in the Department of American Culture. Professor Nakamura has earned a reputation for her generosity, accessibility, and most importantly, her dedication to students on multiple levels. As one example, through the Digital Inequality Lab she runs, she and graduate students at various stages of their careers have workshop papers, discussed readings, and co-authored scholarship. This structure creates an environment of intellectual and professional support among students, while fostering community and providing them with valuable experience. Her reputation as a scholar and colleague, And one of the driving forces behind the establishment of the Digital Studies Institute means that students around the world applied American culture for the opportunity to work with her. She's an energetic, supportive, and proactive mentor who's had an outsized and transformative impact on her students' lives. Acknowledged by students and peers alike for a willingness to go above and beyond, Professor Nakamura is also known to continue to mentor PhD students beyond graduation, facilitating their continued success. Congratulations, Professor Nakamura. Megan Sweeney is our third recipient. Professor Sweeney is Arthur F. Thurnow Professor and an Associate Professor of English, Afro-American African Studies, and Women's and Gender Studies. Professor Sweeney is an innovative scholar and dedicated teacher and mentor with an ability to combine rigorous scholarly training with empathetic yet incisive professional guidance to graduate students who come from diverse disciplinary and personal backgrounds. During her more than 15 years at the University of Michigan, she has served as an advisor and mentor to graduate students from a wide range of graduate programs, has chaired 7 completed dissertation committees, and is serving as the dissertation chair for 5 current students. Through her mentoring and her commitment to innovative pedagogy and pedagogical training, Professor Sweeney has made invaluable contributions to graduate students throughout the humanities and to the training of graduate student instructors and to numerous graduate programs themselves. A student wrote that her mentorship extends far beyond propagating scholarly excellence to the extent that membership seems an insufficient term for the depth and sincerity of what Dr. Sweeney offers her students. Congratulations, Professor Sweeney. Let's take a moment just to congratulate all our Mentoring Award recipients. Were wonderful accomplishments and really very, very inspiring moment. So this has been a whirlwind journey as co-hosts, Dr. Kaplan and I have introduced a number of individuals with extremely high merit and dedication to you today. Let's take one more moment to join in a round of virtual applause and congratulations. I've seen the chat. I've not been able to monitor it, but I know it's been lit up the whole time. I hope that just also shows the community and their congratulations being offered as well. So one more round of virtual congratulations. You know, as we conclude, I just would like to say that while the competing demands of graduate school and graduate education can be intense at any time, the importance of instructors and mentors, like each of you, has been even more critical during the academic year that we've just been completing. We want to thank you all for your wonderful work. We are particularly pleased to be able to have recognized both outstanding graduate students and faculty in the same ceremony. I also would like, as we conclude, to add my thanks to all the colleagues, faculty, family, and friends who joined us to celebrate today. Really appreciate your leading in to this virtual ceremony, the first of its kind for these awards. Your support makes a world of difference. And please join me in thanking my co-host, Dr. Kaplan, the rest of the Cheryl T staff, the selection committees, and all the Rackham staff who organized our event today, which went off flawlessly. For those who did not see the awardees highlight reel that played just prior to the start of the event, I'd invite you to continue watching for a few minutes as we play it now. And with that, I would like to thank you all again for joining us today, congratulate the award recipients, and wish you a very wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.